Hello everybody. Welcome back to Money Conversations with Magical. I appreciate your time that you create to listen into these videos. So, as you might be aware, insurance is one of the key pillars of financial planning because insurance helps you to mitigate against risks that could affect you financially. A single unfortunate event could affect you financially. But there's a lot of misconception and confusion about insurance with some people. There's actually a lot of myths flying around about insurance. So I want us to dive in and bust some of these myths that maybe you are also aware. The first myth I'd like us to bust is that some people believe that insurance is very expensive. They believe that insurance is a luxury that can only be afforded by some people. But the truth is that you can ask your service provider to tailor-make for you your insurance cover depending on your need and your financial situation. So for instance, if you're looking at a medical cover or what people call a health cover, you can seek a cover that allows you to go to certain hospitals and you get the same service. The only difference is that maybe you are not going to be allowed to go to certain hospitals. But at the end of the day, you have a medical cover that still gives you the same service. So always speak to your service provider and ask, how can we tailor-make a cover depending on my current financial situation? The second myth I've seen is that people believe they do not need to take a life cover insurance because they are young. The truth is that at one point you will no longer be young, and maybe at that point when your age advances, you will have a family that you will need to protect financially. So if you take an insurance when you're young, it's more affordable. So as long as you have people who are depending on you financially, it's important to have insurance. It doesn't matter your age. The other thing that I've seen as a myth is that some people believe that insurance companies just want to rip you off. They want to defraud you of your money. While some situations could happen, or maybe before you could have encountered a rogue company or a rogue advisor or agent, and disputes do occur, the industry is heavily regulated. Heavily regulated to the extent that everyone wants to ensure that they're on the right side with the regulator. The regulator of the insurance industry in Kenya is called the IRA. That is the Insurance Regulatory Authority. This is the body that regulates the insurance industry. So in an event that a disagreement has occurred between you and your service provider and you've not managed to sort it, you can always seek help from the regulator, and I'm sure they will give you an ear and be able to sort the issue. But just know that the insurance industry is seriously regulated. Just ensure that you understand the cover that you're taking. The other myth I've come across is that some people believe they do not need insurance because they are healthy. This myth is interesting because remember that no one has a contract with God. You do not know what will happen to you in the next 1 month, in the next 1 year. Accidents do occur. Unexpected illnesses do occur. So you cannot say, because I'm healthy, I do not need insurance. Remember, insurance helps you mitigate against a risk that you do not know when it will occur. So it's always important to take your insurance when you're actually healthy, because then even the rates you pay are cheaper. When you take insurance when you're already ill, the premiums are also quite hefty because the risk is higher. The other myth I realize is floating around is that some people believe that insurance is very complicated. They think insurance has a lot of jargons and they don't need to stress themselves with it. But by understanding the basics of insurance, you're able to make the right financial decisions. You can sit down with your agent or with your service provider and try to understand more about the insurance. So it's not complicated at all. Just take your time. There's a lot of information on the internet. There's a lot of information everywhere. So just remove that mentality that insurance is complicated. The other myth, and especially for employed people, they believe they do not need to take insurance because they are covered by their employer. While this is a good thing, remember that you're only covered under your employer's insurance, whether it's medical, whether it's last expense, whether it's a life cover. You're only covered for as long as you're working for that employer. The moment maybe you retire or the moment you are laid off, then you're no longer part of that cover. And maybe by the time you want to secure your own cover, your age has advanced and hence you end up paying more premiums. Because remember, in insurance, age is a big factor in determining the kind of premiums that you pay. So ladies and gentlemen, insurance is an integral part of your financial planning. No sound financial planning can be complete without insurance, because as I've said before, a single unfortunate event could affect you financially, be it an illness, be it death in the family, be it covering your car and there's an accident, be it fire, be it all the unfortunate events that you could think about. It's always important to have insurance so that you're protecting what matters to you. So I hope that I have burst one or two myths that you might have had that might have been stopping you from purchasing insurance. And I welcome you to comment on any myth you could be having on the comments below this video so that we can bust or discuss that myth. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Bye bye and have a good day.